Ladies and gentlemen of the Empire. Right then, so, I have taken a look at the game, actually. And shit, I'm stuck in the fridge. Well, anyway, this is gonna go into my point. Okay. So, the AI is not using its diplomats, which is something of a problem. So, I'm hoping by having switched to France, that hopefully we can get the AI to use its diplomats. I mean, I do enjoy this mod, but there's a lot of bugs right now, and it's going to be a little bit annoying if I have to try and force the AI to use its diplomats. And the thing is, I don't know if it saves. Now, I don't know if I have to keep switching, because now I'm only seeing my diplomat over here. So maybe it'd be next turn, perhaps? Perhaps? We'll have to see. Maybe we might have to put this campaign to rest for a certain amount of time until the mod improves a little bit further. But we'll play until we get to that point then. So, yes. And, yeah, speaking of our games, I am keen to organise my play-by-email game with a few good friends. However, Mr. Marauder has brought up the fact that this mod is indeed buggy. And it is indeed buggy, I do agree. So it may be better for us just to actually use the vanilla game. So unfortunately, guys, I suppose it will have to be a vanilla Twin All Wars game that you'll see, but it should be interesting. I think I'll do it in a format of maybe once a couple turns has passed or something like that, and go over what's happened. Then again, I don't know. It's Now the thing is, I'd like to cover the war and like let you guys know what's happening in the game, so it'd be interesting for you all to see. But I don't want to give anyone's strategy away, so I think I may just have to cover my own turns and then, yeah, maybe talk about it, unless the other people want to upload some of their points of view as well. So I'll probably have to be just in that format then. So anyway, back to the game. Right then. So I reckon we could probably break through here, so I think we're going to go for a sustained attack. He is a 204. My god, he's absolutely terrible. Well, then again, all our generals are terrible. So, yeah, that's something to note. We are heading over here then. Okay. We were basically ready to go. We just had a crash at the end of the turn. So, we'll save and let's go forward. Let's see what happens. Yes, I would like this campaign to go ahead. It's just obviously with the fact that if the mod is, if it's not working properly, I mean, it's meant to be used with play-by-email. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, the AI is using its military decently enough. It's performing that way. It's just the diplomatic efforts. It's not really doing anything with them. So we'll just have to see. Whenever you feel ready to proceed game. I was actually playing, for some time last night, I was playing Civil War 2. Just for funsies, basically, as itself. And it is interesting, really. It's fun going back to the game and being able to play it solo. You kinda... Oh god, I was in... I think I was about 30, 40 turns in about an hour. Oh god, it's so much quicker when you don't have to talk about every single thing you do, but yeah. It's fun. I really would like to go back to Civil War 2, it's just the issue of replayability. Okay, 195, well, yeah, I think that's pretty handedly ours. And Belgrade as well, fantastic. I don't think we've taken the city as yet. Oh no, we did actually capture the city just then, so that's brilliant. So Belgrade has fallen. Warsaw may fall fairly soon. It's still being held, but the thing is we forced out those Russian forces. We may be able to follow them up with another punch with that 991 combat strength stack. So we'll have to see. And the Russians look as though they've withdrawn from Lemberg. That is interesting. Was the Ottoman entry into the war last turn? So, oh dear, they've just increased their strength over there. Oh dear. So yes, it's going to be interesting to see what the Ottomans actually do. We're still being besieged by the Serbian forces at that Austrian fortress in Croatia, so that's quite annoying, but the fortress should be able to hold. It's a port as well, and that makes it just basically, it's going to take forever. Unless they get a breach and they assault, there's not really much chance of it surrendering, honestly. Okay, so we are seeing more Russian forces entering into the Empire. But they've left Lemberg alone, and that's brilliant. I may be able to get an army there to rescue Lemberg, basically. I could do with transferring a few corps over to Lemberg just to make sure that it just has a garrison. Ideally, I should just recruit, militia to put in there. They're cheap enough. Though I don't think I can actually produce militia at this point. I'll have to see, actually. There we go. Right then, so let's see what happens. So we have our Austrian army. I don't know if they could make it. Oh dear, it's winter. Okay, call off that attack. Call it off. Do not want to attack across the river in winter. So now we have our forces over here, which is pretty sweet. So I'll combine that army over here. They can benefit from some medium artillery, so I'll give them some medium artillery. Do we have any free leaders? We do not, unfortunately. We do have these support elements. Right, so we have the pioneers, we have the telecommunications, we have that, we have this. Right, okay, I do need to find a way to spread these out, and these supplies need to be sent to Invergrad, perhaps? Yeah, we'll send them to Invergrad. Then again, I do have a supply depot here. I could send them actually with the cavalry corps. Okay, so they'll go with the cavalry corps back here. Well, at least we're not far from the front line, or, well, at least where our troops are. So we'll go and defend. There we go. Yeah, okay, so what do we have in Warsaw then? We have practically nothing. I would assault the city, but it would result in probably a battle. So I think, actually, does it have a port? I don't think it has a port this time. Well, we can tell by clicking on the city. If I could click on the city, thank you. Ah, there we go. Okay. No, it does not appear to have a port, sorry. Right then, so without a port it should fall fairly rapidly. Okay, so we still have a diplomat over here. No, I'm not... Ah, no, there is one French one over here. So, I don't know, actually, that's really confusing. Well, at least we can get them... Oh, fucking hell. Well, they'd join anyway. Yeah, pretty much going to join no matter what, so at least that'll happen. I don't want to influence Romania because it would seem unfair. It's just because the AI is not fighting me, it doesn't feel like an achievement in a way. Okay, Brazilov is over here. We have a decent amount of force to be able to repel them. This force can head to Lemberg and act as a garrison, so I'll put them on defensive. There we go, boom bada boom. Ah, hello. Torpedo boats. I shall engage. Watch it now, there'll be the entire French fucking navy or something. That would be terrible. Yeah, right, well, to expand on what I was saying about the play-by-email game, what will happen is, roughly, we will have Tank of Doom playing in the United Kingdom, or Great Britain. I shall play France. We have Gilmer as Austria. So I just need... Oh, no, and we have Marauder as Russia. Yes, Marauder as Russia. So we just basically need someone to play Germany, actually. So once I find someone to play Germany, then that should be good. Germany has extended their territory. It's not far, really. I mean, considering the border's only here, but they do have some forces deep in there. I mean, Paris must be so much harder to hold due to the fact it's no longer a fortress. Okay, fair enough. Africa, just being Africa. I do know that there's mines around Africa now. Okay. Yep, so we captured some supplies as well, fantastic. Okay. We do actually produce some supplies over here, that's good. So how has that affected Serbia? Serbia, still 100% alignment, though they have lost their capital. Could I defeat Serbia with one army? I think I could, actually. I do have some more generals as well, so that's fantastic. Mountain Corps. Let's take one of these out of here, see if that affects the power rating. No, it does not. They're good on most things. Let's go to our war production, shall we? Okay. Now we do have a decent amount of conscripts actually, so I think I shall build some more. I'm going to check if I can. I can't build any militia. Cavalry, no artillery as of yet. Yeah, okay. So we'll go for some more conscripts. I think I'll build some in the south, perhaps? I'll build some in Vienna, just to keep Vienna safe. I'd hate to have Vienna fall. Okay, so we have new generals, fantastic. Julius Caesar. What a fantastic name. Should we send Conrad Von Hotzendorf with this group of officers, perhaps? Right, so we have our infantry corps ready over here, that's good. It's nice to see them actually ready, and we do have our munitions actually, I forgot about these munitions. So we can go ahead and we can send these munitions over here to Warsaw. There we go, 7 days, that should be sufficient to make it. This force, I'll have you head over here to Lemberg. That's terrible travel. I don't want you going by Riverine, that'd be ridiculous. So we'll have you head over here then, it's going to take you some time. So I think instead we'll head over to Przemysl. We have forces being constructed over here, so we can pick up one of these labour brigades. I don't know what they actually do, honestly. Really don't. Okay. Alright, so we have this force over here then. What do we have in Immigrod? We have just an infantry corps. An infantry corps would be sufficient. Right. We're over by 1 in terms of command rating, so there we go. Okay. I think I'll send this 3rd army over here then. So by rail it would take 5 days, that's fine. This force over here. Ah, we've started to make our way over here now, that's good. So we've got conservative attack. Actually, no, I'll go on feint again, actually. You have supplies. Right, so you could only last 2 turns. So we'll head back to Invigrod then with this force. And then they can form the garrison in there as well. But this force should be 8 turns, so they can last about 2 turns. So as long as I can take the towns, then yeah, we're not off to a bad start. I can't make them... Oh, 5 days actually. 5 days is good. Is that with just the cool... Okay, yeah. So if we force them to move, we should be able to seize supplies from these towns and continue to move into Russia. We captured a supply wagon over here, yes. 32,000 rifles and 13,500 prisoners. That was quite the battle then. Right, the battle in Warsaw. So, we took 21,000 losses, so pretty damn light losses. Very light losses, actually. Huh. And the battle for Belgrade. Light losses again. Yeah, they really had nothing inside the actual town itself. So that's interesting. Several vessels in the eye of the... Ah, right, so they've actually suffered some damage. Interesting. Conrad Von Hotzendorf has been congratulated for his victory against the enemy. Conrad Von Hotzendorf? You haven't moved there, mate. That seems a little bit unnecessary. Albert Frere von has been granted some more seniority. Right, we don't have any cause for you, so I guess I'll send these forces to Przemysl? Yeah, that's going to take 11 days. So, the weather is muddy over here, so at least these forces will be able to move back in decent time. That's some pretty interesting weather. It's snowy exactly where they want it, and clear where they... Yeah, that's beautiful weather for the French. Now, our morale hasn't changed. Okay, so we're at 165,000 losses so far, but we have taken 155,700 Russian prisoners, which is a hell of a lot. Considering the Russians, they're saying about 195,000 men. But well, yeah, that loss is quite incredible. Considering we've captured 155,570 of that, so yeah. They've lost a lot of men to them surrendering, which does say volumes about their leadership. Okay, we have another reconnaissance plane heading over here then, so that's good. I'll tell it to actually head over here just to meet up with the rest of the forces. Oh. Right, now it's counting it as if it's a play-by-email game. That's interesting. I've never seen it do that. Yes, so our factories are under production. Well, they're underway. Construction, I should say. Oh, and I have been reading another book, actually. I have been reading Europe's Tragedy, A New History of the 30 Years' War. I'm still reading Ring of Steel. I have this terrible habit of getting a decent way into a book and then being like, you know what, I'd like to learn about that period in history as well, so here we are again. And it's absolutely fascinating reading about how the HRE worked, and it's so amazing. Like, the degree of legislation and just how it works is just phenomenally hard to explain. It's so complex. I mean, basically, there was the two loyalties. There was loyalty to the Empire itself as a collective, and then loyalty to the Emperor. Now, loyalty to the Emperor could waver and be changeable. It was very much dependent on the actual Emperor themselves. Well, the Habsburgs did have a monopoly on emperorship for some time. What was it, 1436 maybe? I feel that's wrong. It's somewhere in that ballpark until the Empire's dissolution in 1806, was it? Something in that ballpark, but yes. And obviously with it being the HRE, there's obviously German words in there, and I absolutely adore German. My favourite word so far would be Reichskammergericht. Or Skammergericht. Probably butchered that if you're German or know the language, you'll probably hate me. But basically it translates to Imperial Court Chamber. And yes, fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Maybe sometime in the future I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the book or a little bit more about the actual war itself, but we'll have to see. I think my next book would probably be on the wars of Austrian succession and the 7 Years' War. I do have a book on the Napoleonic Wars as well, and there's so many things I want to read. I do enjoy it, to be honest. I like doing these games because it encourages me to read, so I can tell you guys a bit more about it, so I can be more knowledgeable. So yeah, okay. What are the Germans and the French doing now? I can't believe the Germans lost that super heavy artillery. That's so painful. Dun 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 dun. I think what I'm going to have to do then this week is basically practice as France and see, well, just basically evaluate the defensive capabilities of the French Republic and see how well they can perform. I have the numbers for the amount of men in the Ultimate mod, so I'm not entirely sure if it's the same amount of men in Vanilla, so I'll have to take a look at that one. But I will enjoy it. I love the idea of elastic defense. I think I'm playing my best when I'm playing something of a defensive offensive, if that makes sense.